Hi guys, how you doing? It's that time of month again. Yes, it's the nerdy, geeky box of goodies. But this time there's a bit of a difference. Normally I get the usual one with a t-shirt, which I always like, of course, with bits and bobs in it. And I've tried all sorts of different types, as you've seen over the years. But this time we decided to go for a homegrown nerdy box. And this one is called the Toy Box. Nostalgia in a box. And what it is, essentially, this is a British box of nerdy goodness, but they've done it in a slightly different way. Now, I'm a child from the 70s, really, and the 80s, as soon as the 80s started, something very special started at the same time, and that was electronics, essentially. Chips and toys and all that sort of thing. Now, we're not going to get anything of that sort in here, you know. We're not going to get a console in here or anything. Well, let's hope we do, but it's not likely, let's face it. But also, we got other toys in the 80s that we never had in the 70s. In the 70s, we didn't have action figures based on TV shows or movies. Not really. I think Star Wars was the first one that started all that trend. The only things we had was maybe Action Man, or G.I. Joe as you call it in America, Barbie and a few other things. And as soon as the 80s started, we had microcomputers, consoles, action figures based on this, that and the other. It was amazing. Huge change. So this one's based on the 80s. You can also get boxes based on the 90s as well. But I went for the 80s because the 90s I was, getting on with it, and I don't have the same sort of bond with that time period. So let's have a look inside here. I've unsealed it, but I haven't actually looked inside yet. Ooh. Now that I understand there's not a lot in here compared to the other big boxes, but I can see a few things though. Well, watch this. So here we go. Thank you for purchase. Now enjoy the nostalgia. Join the movement. Okay. Boring. Oh, the first thing we can see is a little figure. Can you see that? Isn't it cute? What is he? Is this a muscle man? I remember these vaguely, although I think they were muscly. I don't think this is it. This must be something else, but let's have a look. Can it get that close? Amazingly again. But look at that, isn't that amazing? That's quite nice actually. Very small. Does he stand up? He stands up! Look at that! My god. Oh, what else we got? Oh. Alright. Rocky 4. Oh my god. Some of you will remember these. These are bubblegum cards. But unlike today, these actually came with bubblegum. I can feel it in there, although I don't know after how long. What's it? 1985. There we go. Bubblegum from 1985. I don't know if it's going to be very edible, but let's have a look inside. Rocky 4. To be honest with you, I don't remember Rocky 4 particularly. They all sort of merge into one, you know? Let's have a look in here. Oh god. Ooh, it looks a bit... Oh, we've got the cards. Let's have a look. Is the bubblegum still in there? Yes, it is. Look at that. It's all pieces, of course. 1985 bubblegum. Shall I try some? Doesn't look like there's anything. It's a bit... Oh, it's rock hard, though. Oh, no. Not trying that. I just had a quick taste on my tongue and it... Ugh. Get rid of all that stuff. I don't think it'll kill me, but... certainly won't do me any good. Rocky 4, and we got cards. Let's have a look. Wow, this is going back. This one, Happy Birthday. Oh, that's the his brother, I think, wasn't it? He's very, very good character actor, who I can't remember the name of, but that's cool. That is very cool. Let's have a look. It's Paulie's birthday. Ooh. God, if I can remember. It's this one with Dirk Lungen. I can't remember his name. The big, tall guy. He actually did some good films. He did some really pretty poor films, but I remember there was a couple of films that he was actually quite decent, as long as he didn't say too many words, obviously. Apollo wants you. Now, there's a fine figure of a man. What we got? Oh yeah, some action in the ring. Belted by Drago. Boing, he got belted a lot, actually. I mean, the main form of defense that Rocky actually used was to stick his chin out and get hit. Didn't it? Oh, we've got part of a... I suppose that's part of a poster. You meant to put cards together to make a poster. And that's a decent picture, isn't it? He's a big guy, that guy, isn't he? And more action, sort of. Time out, having a rest. Demigods of the Ring. Yeah, well, cool. Other cool one. Rocky's up. Drago down. There you go, and they're having a bit of a wrestle there. And there he is on top of this presumed hill in wherever he is. Feeling strong now. Yay. Well, that's interesting. That is very nostalgic, actually. My goodness. Worth keeping those, I think. Even worth keeping this. I'll put this into a book. Keep it flat. I don't know why I would, but there we go. What else we got? Oh, let's have a look at... Ooh, we got a figure. Told you, 80s were about figures. And this one, is this from... Ooh, you know, I'm not sure what this one's from. He-Man, maybe? It might be He-Man, because he looks pretty... And I think, if I remember this one, if you look at his face... Let's see if we can get the light right. If you look at his face there, he looks pretty mean, but if you twirl... Remember if this is the one... Yeah. If you twirl his head, he's got a evil face. And if you twirl it again, he's got like a mechanical face. He's got a three face. Maybe it's called three faces. I don't know. He might be from He-Man, or he could be from something else. He looks cool though. I don't know why the poor legs. You know, these guys. You know, they can only stand one way because like that, because the muscles get in the way. You can't pin like that. These are actually spring-loaded legs as well. Yeah, boing. In fact, you might have the. Let's see if we can do it. Do it the other way. Now let's turn his face back to the human one. Well, the vaguely human one. Oh god, it's stiff as hell. There we go. Oh, can you see out? Yeah. You okay then? Yeah. Are you glad to be out of the box? Oh yeah. Good. Well, there we go. That's not bad. Is he going to stand up though? That's the thing. Or are we going to lean him? I think we'll just lean him there. What else we got in here? Oh my goodness. Now this is a VCS cartridge. Look at that. From, wow. Don't know, what does it say? Well, it says Space Invaders, and that's the first thing to look into, because, good God, that was one of the first arcade games I ever played. I mean, to be honest with you, I remember playing Pong in 1972 or something like that, and that was a huge arcade machine. It was all it was tennis on the TV screen, but that was huge. And $6.99. So this one comes from America. In fact, yeah, it says Sears. So Telegames. It must be Sears Roebuck. Yeah, Sears Roebuck. So it's an American version, but. Space Invaders was one of the games. There was loads of games that are really very, very poor. Even on the VCS. I hope I'm saying the VCS right. I actually owned one a few years ago, boxed, and I sold it. But that's quite cool. To get Space Invaders, that's a piece of video game history. Oh yes. That's not bad actually. I quite like that. I mean, I can't use it. But it's like a collectible. You can have a box of collectible stuff and just throw it in the box, and in 20 years time you'll be dead. And there we go. And last thing, this is the last thing was a more... No, I hate these things. Crap. We've got a book, a comic I think, or comic book. Oh god. Let's see if we can get this in. What have we got? Ooh, turn it around. Transformers. I never really liked Transformers in its original form. It was a lot later than when they started to spread out its, you know, universe, as it were, different toys and things. But the originals, I thought, I'm not that keen. But then I was a little bit older in the 80s. When was this? This was let's have a look here. 21st of March 1987. So yeah, you know, cool. Oh yeah, and of course we've got the adverts for the Transformers on the back. Aerial bots, I remember those. The Protector bots. Combaticons and Stunticons. I don't remember Stunticons, but there we go. I wasn't really that keen. I became keen later on, really. We've got Transformers. Yeah, it's not bad. I might read this later on. You know, it's I used to like these cheap and cheerful comics in the day. They were good fun. You know. Let's see what else we got in any other art we can show. There he is. I don't know. There's one of them. Action Force. Action Force. Which is that sort of like I think it was like an Action Man or G.I. Joe type thing. Don't remember much about it. Toy. I always like toys. Is that it? Just not many pages, but oh, I might read that. That looks cool. It's called Deadlock. Anyway, that's it. So I suppose that's not too bad. We got this, which is quite collectible, I think, and looks quite cool. I'll have that on my shelf, I think, without a doubt. We've got this little guy who is just absolutely peachy. I love him. He's great. That's cool as well. We've got the cards, which are okay. And we have the game. So not bad, really. I mean, you know, it says it's 80s toys, and guess what? You got 80s toys inside there. Oh, saying that though, this one's from 1979 or 78. I think it's 79. Can't see it. Can you see that? 79, maybe even 78. I can't see it through the viewfinder. Sorry about that. But there we go. Well, next month we may get another one of these. I might actually get the 80s one. I don't know. I think we an 80s one again, or should we have a 90s one? I quite enjoyed this 80s one. So what we might do is get another 80s box, and after that maybe a 90s one, just as a change. But great, nostalgic, you betcha. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed it. I'm going to read the comic. That's great. I'm going to put him on the shelf, and him as well. I'm going to put that somewhere. Great. Well, thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye now. Bye bye.